Good Wednesday afternoon, folks. Foxit Outdoors here, also known as Cliff, for those of you who actually know me. We're looking at I think it's about 6 o'clock, 6:15, maybe 6:30. I don't know. I didn't look at the time before I started this. I've just kind of sort of been out here doing work. I'm currently freehanding this video as we speak. My tripod is currently being used, so I have to go buy me another one at some point. But here we are. We've got the sad corn. Cars driving by as always because I live in a residential neighborhood. You can see the corn is actually pretty much dead at this point. I'm just still using it for the growth of the beans, which have not stopped. My zucchinis are doing fantastic. I got a little guy down here. I've got, I think, one or two more buried in here. Hard to see because this stuff is ridiculously dense. I've got my beans over here. Check this out. Bean leaf. Got a bean right there, and it's just creeping over. I need to get a better system next year. I assumed that the 3 sisters for this process would be more than enough to grow the beans on. It seems such was not the case. I have more beans than I know what to do with. Again, apologies for the vehicular noise. As I said, I live in a residential neighborhood, so cars drive by. You can still see here I have the wall. This is like a solid wall of green. Those are all still my beans. Got them trailing down on the ground here. Got them spilling over there. Got another bean here. I already harvested about 30 of these today. Gave them to my neighbor because she wanted some. So I've been harvesting beans for myself, my parents, and my neighbor, along with zucchini. So check this guy out. I got a big one down there. I actually got to pull him off. He's a nice big one. Actually, let's see if we can do this while we're at it. Come in here with me and twist. And we have ourselves I can't even get this thing in frame. I don't know where my camera's at without the tripod. Nice zucchini, probably a little bit over a pound, which is good because that's about the right size. It's not overly massive, not overly small. I have my basil over here, which, as you guys can reckon and see visually, I have flower buds everywhere. I just spent like 30-40 minutes yesterday doing this, and this stuff is impossible to keep up with. For a buddy growing this stuff in his little space, also known as Gray Man, literally you only need one bush. One bush will take care of your seed needs for the next year, easy. Each one of these, like I said, these things will generate about 20 or 30 little pods. Here, let me show you a good one. I'll do it the easy way. Yep, broke that off more than I needed. All right, so there's your tier. Where's my camera? Focus. All right, so right above here, you got your leaf tier. There's about 6 of these guys around each one, 6 to 7. And you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And it'll keep going. It'll generate about 10 to 12 little static tiers of seeds. And each one of these little pods will hold about 4 seeds. So you really only need one plant and you'll generate a ton of seeds. That's probably 80 seeds right there, if not more. And I have this all over my plant, everywhere. So there's one, there's flowers. Where you see flowers is where I have these. Like I got some down here. They're just taking over. Honestly, I have about 30 plants in here, but it's not even, I've already trimmed off some of this and this stuff. I got some of these down here that are like trees. We've got an update here on the peppers. There you go. As you can see, that is one bush, one plant. Branches down there, splits there, and then branches into about 8 other sections. I've already cut off 4 branches from this thing, and it hasn't even phased it. It's overshadowing. It's actually overshadowing my peppers. Look at this. I have peppers in there. Bugs flying in my mouth, trying to. I think one of these is a hot pepper. I honestly just don't know which one. I've got another bell pepper plant back there. I had to cut the top of this one off right at the stem right there because I had a massive monarch, either monarch moths or the mega moths, or just giant moth caterpillar thingy. I had to take him off because he ate half of my plant leaves. So my guy's slowly recovering, but I mean, he's got a fairly good base. He's got a good base on him, so I'm not too worried. I'm gonna leave these guys in here over winter. I'm gonna let them overwinter in the pot. This over here, I have me a little spider nest. Something in there. Can't really see him because he's got like 3 layers of web in there. But I don't want him on my plant. Aside from that, I've got my rebed of radishes after I cleared out all the potatoes and the other zucchini plant that I had in here. So we went with full on radishes. They're kind of interspersed sporadically. I kind of sprinkled them in there and then just kind of hand washed them over so they would be at least under the dirt. But after about 4 days they popped up and I was starting to get radishes, so yay me. Pecan tree's doing really well. Got some nice green leaves on here. We've got the center right there is actually growing really well. This thing's probably grown about 6-8 inches, if not more, since we put him in there. Actually, he's grown about a foot, to be honest. He's doing real well. Ooh, my seeds. Some of my seeds for my lettuces that I had over here. Trying to keep them all stored. I've got daikon radishes here in this row. I planted more of them, but they haven't popped up yet, or they just didn't want to germinate. I've got one massive daikon back here in the corner. I'll be harvesting him shortly. Aside from that, I've got my spinach, which has got seeds on it, all up on this. This was the hybrid spinach at some point when I got it, but hasn't quite kicked off yet. I just keep planting it and just rolling it in here. There's seeds everywhere in this basin. I can actually reach in. But there's a set of seeds right there. It's a 3 set. And yes, surprisingly, I can actually tell the difference between the seeds and the other crap that's in here. Aside from that, I've got my one spinach over here that's still kind of going. These little guys are popping up, but they're gonna go to seed probably because it's too hot. And aside from that, we've got our bell peppers, or our peppers section here. Got about 2 inches of sand on here because I got tired of the bugs trying to get through my stuff. So I buried them in the sand. Got some nice peppers changing colors here from a green to a red, and then they'll go to a nice vibrant orange like that one. But I've actually got a full-size bell pepper there. I've got another one back here. I've got a couple little ones growing here. Another little one here. I've got one right back there, full-size one. I've got a couple little ones here. Actually, a couple of more. See if I can see them on there. There we go. There's that one, and then there's a little one right there. I got more growing. I've already had to cut off a few, but yeah, here's that one from the other angle. There he is. Oh, and I missed this guy down here. Straight missed him. I still got these two. I think these are yellow bell peppers. I don't know. This was a variety pack that I planted most of these from. They were reds, yellows, and greens. But a green will turn red if you leave it out on the vine long enough. Got a transport plane flying by. I've been trimming off my radishes for seeds. Those are all my seed pods for my radishes. I've got more down here. I'm just saving these, waiting for them to dry out so I can trim these off and save them. And I got hundreds of radish seeds. This is going to be enough to set me for a good long while. Got little bits of carrot interspersed here and there, which I did not plant in here. They just kind of volunteered themselves randomly. I've got one radish here that's not doing much. I'm letting my one lettuce bolt As you can see, it's already got the flower heads on there, or is getting there. There we go. I'm letting it bolt on purpose just so I have more lettuce seeds. I've got more radish back here, a couple more carrots. And shockingly, these carrots are actually doing really well over here on this side. I'll show you guys this one. So I've got one up front. This guy is absolutely massive, but check this out. That's like a standard store-bought carrot size right there. That guy is huge. If you guys want to see me do a carrot reveal video, hit that thumbs up. Throw me a comment in the comment section letting me know you guys want to see me do another harvest video. I've got my mescaloon back there. Mescaloon going really well. And another random carrot off to the side you can see right there. And the piece de resistance is this guy here. Look at this. If y'all can see that, that's 7 or 6 eggplant there. Look at this cluster. 2, 6. And there's more. It just keeps going. This plant has not stopped. I got these seeds from Donald Morris, also known as Donald Morris in the Berg. But yeah, look at this. I've got eggplant galore. And there's another one. Here's another sector. There's like 8 eggplant there. I've got, look at this, all of these eggplant. I've got eggplant, oops, sorry, leaf in the way. Eggplant in there. I mean, it's just going. It won't stop. I got more eggplant down here. I've got a couple eggplant right here. There's a couple more hidden behind the leaves. I mean, look at this. Look at the spikes on this guy. Look at that. Like, it's the same variety. Again, it's the exact same variety of plant, but for some reason, the guy on this side generated spikes on all of his plants, whereas this one didn't generate nothing. It's the same print. It's the same. It came out of the same package. Look at this. Look at all the freaking eggplant everywhere, man. For any of you keeping count, let me know how many you see, because there are at least 30 or 40 eggplant on here. I got more down here. Look at this, hiding in there. Sorry guys, trying to figure out where my camera's at on this. I'm used to having it on the other side, but I don't want to have my finger in the way. So I'm kind of off center right now. Look, I got all these eggplant down here. Look at them just everywhere. And I gotta be careful because these things are spiky. Here's my one random carrot way over here. Doing fairly decent. I got little lettuces. I yank these guys out because they're doing nothing. They will become compost material. I'm just gonna leave them in the bin. They'll do what they do. Got more lettuce seeds on this side. And my other carrot bin. So this one here is actually going to be next year. This is actually going to be my dedicated carrot space because they seem to be doing really well over here. And case in point, look at that guy. Look at how nice that looks. Good sized carrot. I'm actually happy this year, or this season. These are actually the best carrots I've gotten so far out of this batch. Going around, just giving an overview. Oh yeah, I've got my, I think these are melons. So these, I think, are cantaloupes. I've got the little head right here. I think it's a cantaloupe. But I've got them up this little trailing stringer. So hopefully it doesn't get too heavy and it doesn't bend them over. But I've also got another trailer down here, which I think, if I get them long enough, I'm just gonna have them trail up this post. Or I'll just trim them off so he gets more up here. But look, I've got another little flower there. I've got 2 on this one so far. I actually got about 5, but none of them have done anything. If you guys see anything here that I'm doing wrong, by all means, let me know in the comment section. I do take constructive criticism and or any gardening help from those of you who have grown all this stuff before in a drier climate than me. Aside from that, we'll take my random thing over here and go check it in the stuff. I don't know why my thing won't focus. There we go. But this is what we did today. Went and bought 2 more. These are the 1 foot by 4 foot by 1.5 feet, or 2 foot, I think, 2 foot wide. 1 foot tall, 4 feet wide. I just took my trees that I had from back over here. You can see the spots where I had them. And I just put them in here, and I just filled it with mulch just so it may get less deterrent for the thieves, because these things are getting expensive nowadays. Then I've got my potatoes. I just chucked them in here. I'd love to see somebody try to get this thing desperately. Those potatoes, those pots probably weigh about 80 to 90 pounds a piece. They're freaking heavy when they're wet. My mintola, my main mint, that thing's going nowhere. Then our blackberry bush. You can see all of the absolute new growth on here. I'm just weaving this stuff in on this side over here, working it that way. I've got one here off of this new one, and I've got that one down there that I'm already working that way. Took me a while to get this guy soft enough to move that way, and I'm getting rained on. That's awesome. I've got this guy right here, which is going to go back around there, and probably up and then down and across. So in another season, that thing's going to be completely full. If I can find me 2 more of these blackberries, I'm gonna do the same thing on this side. I'm gonna plant blackberries on this side, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna trail them across. So I'm just gonna have one massive screen of blackberries. And then my blueberries I just put over here as a temporary solution, just to make it look like I've got more green up here. And I'm seriously getting rained on. They're not huge raindrops. I mean, it's not a heavy rain, but big raindrops. I feel like I'm getting smacked by bugs. But unfortunately I ran out of dirt on this one, so I just kind of shoved them in with the pots. They are still sitting on their watering trays, so they can at least stay moist. But here's what happens when you live near squirrels. I've got 3 you can see on there. Oh, and it looks like they ate the other 2. Man, I had 5 of them on one of these. Oh, they're there. And there's the other 2 right there. Center screen. My plant kind of toasted. I don't know what happened. I think it got too hot, not enough water, something. Again, folks, let me apologize for the unsteadiness of this video. As I stated at the beginning, I do not have my tripod on here, so it's a little harder to keep steady. I am not a human gyro, so I cannot absolute balance here. Have some strawberries here that I have replanted, or these are all runners. I got this guy basically just doubled him back around, so there's going to be 4 strawberries in this big pot, and I've got 1 in each of these little pots. After that, I have trimmed off any excess runners just so these guys are not wasting energy sending out more. I have the one, I always have a rock under these when I'm putting them brand new. That way it keeps it weighted down and it lets the roots grow straight down. This guy right here, he'll most likely just get chopped off when I'm done. So in another week or 2, he'll get murdered. But I will have an additional 7 strawberries to transplant anywhere I want. And look at that, we've got another runner. And I just can't get these things to stop either. I've got runners, I got about 4 or 5 runners in here that I've already dropped and squeezed in there to get room for. One thing I hope you guys noticed from the last video I did, I actually murdered all of my mint. I had no choice. There was bugs, worms, caterpillars, you name it, little moths. They were all infesting and infecting my plants. So I killed them all off, and almost got attacked by a pigeon. I killed them all off, and I stuck everything in my composting heap right on this front side. I recently just moved and flipped everything, so I just buried all of my dry stuff on that end. I just have it tarped and wet right now to keep it from drying out in the sun. Just random nothing, irrelevant on this side. We've got the strawberry wall, or the strawberry stairs, doing fairly well. My poor basil, my parsley, sorry, not my basil, my poor parsley is just suffering over here. I gotta find a better spot for it. We have the under the canopy sector. I got 2 random lettuces growing in here. I don't even know how they got there, but whatever. If they grow bigger, they grow bigger, but I've got them in with my onions, my other onions, my dahlias. This thing keeps unfocusing, which is driving me insane. More carrots. I'll be pulling these ones out too, along with those ones. I'm actually going to leave those ones in there, but these are the older ones. I've had these in there since wintertime, so since like December. I already trimmed off, as you can see right there, the flower heads. I've got them actually in the greenhouse right now, drying out, so I can get more seeds. These guys are doing all right over here, fairly decently. Still got my 2 empty pots, which I haven't done anything yet. You can see the raindrops coming down. This guy is going insane. I've got 5 more new growths popping up. I'm gonna have to like divide this thing into like 8 different pots. It's going crazy. I'm gonna give probably half of what's in there to my neighbor next year. Columbine's going over there taking off. I got 1 bell pepper. I put yellow reapers on this side, and I think these were lemon habaneros on that side. And the rain is starting to come down more. I don't feel like getting wet, so I might be cutting this short. Beans on this side already taken off. You can see I've got a couple of there already. And other than that, I've got lettuces that I buried under about 1/2 inch of sand, and they're popping up. Doesn't even phase them. This is coming straight down, guys. So unfortunately, I don't feel like getting wet, so I will be calling it quits right here. I'll let you guys look at my nice little space of plants. If you like this video, thumbs up, share it out with your friends. Throw me down a comment whether or not you guys want to see me do another harvest video. Aside from that, this is going to be Cliff with Fox It Outdoors signing off. Y'all have a wonderful week.